You might as well give up. I'm...
Recording. Okay, cool. I'm recording. What's going on? Dude. Okay, so it's been a long ass fucking day. Got off of work. Went and did some deliveries after work. You know, gotta put that grind in, of course. So I'm getting off of doing deliveries and headed home, and this video comes across my feed, and I think, all right, the title itself is like, oh, this is gonna be the worst game, only idiots will like this. I'm like, okay, already you're kind of like, I guess, rage baiting or clickbaiting, whatever, right? I fell for the bait, whatever. And it proceeds to be, I ain't watched all of it. I've watched the majority of it. I think I watched like 5 to 6 minutes of it. It's 7 minutes of just repeating your fucking self, like, dog. A little bit of editing, a little bit of cutting that stuff out. You repeated yourself like 4 or 5 times. You could have just cut that shit out. That would be my only advice. The only other thing I could say is maybe do some research before you talk on something, because it seems like you're not very knowledgeable even on the thing that you're talking about, even on the arguments you're making. I know this is all like, as you say, raw, unfiltered, just your opinion, right? You're gonna keep it real with us. Yeah, keep it real with us while also, you know, keeping it brief. You don't have to repeat yourself multiple times as you're making me do so myself right now. But whatever, let's get into it. Let's just get fucking, all right.
Invincible versus, you know, I'm gonna keep it real with this game, man. This game would have been better off as an open world RPG, but instead it's one of these generic 3-on-3 fighters. And I'm just gonna be honest, I think this game is gonna suck, and only idiots think that this game is gonna be good. Like I said, I love Invincible, you know what I'm saying? I love this seasons that's dropping, you know, the episodes that...
Okay, so that stuff aside, generic 3-on-3 fighter. I don't think that's a generic thing. Like, you only see a couple of them. We had, yeah, obviously the Marvel vs. Capcom series, or the Versus series in general. You know, you have Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, but that one's more of a 2v2 fighter. You have Dragon Ball Fighters, Hunter x Hunter. That's about it. I'm pretty sure. Because you can't say like Marvel Infinite. That's a 2v2. Like it's you don't really see the 3v3 unless, as he's gonna talk in a bit, what he's gonna say. But that's not the same thing, and there's a distinction. But we will get into that, of course. I will get further into that. But right now, 3v3 fighters aren't super generic. I would say more so. Like the 2D fighter is the most generic fighting game because it's like the basis. It's the one that most people try and do. People don't normally try and do 3D fighters, and are actual 3D fighters, right? Not arena fighters, 3D fighters. Tekken, Soul Cal, Virtual Fighter, DOA, those things.
That's dropping, you know, even though they have cliffhangers. But again, I mean, let's be honest, everything you see on the screen, that's just what it's gonna be. You know they're gonna drop DLC, but at the end of the day, this should have been a open world type of game. Point blank.
So like, this part, I don't get it. Like, are you upset that they're gonna drop DLC, or like, are you just trying to say like, oh, it's cookie cutter, like, oh, well, they're gonna drop, it's a fighting game, of course they're gonna drop DLC. Either way, like, I don't see your point here. So I can understand the cynicism of like, or burnt out, like just being burnt out of like fighting games in general, or like, yeah, like they're gonna release new characters down the line, you know. I can kind of understand, but like, how else are you supposed to breathe life and make money into the game or for the game, especially like making money so you can then develop the next game. You know, how are you supposed to, you know, procure these funds without showing your parent company or whatever, the people that are funding you, whatever, that the game is actually successful and people are interested and want to buy more. Like, you know, this is how it works. It's just how it works. Sorry.
Period. They could have started this game from season 1 to 3. They didn't even have to include 4, but if you pre-order, you get Omni-Man with the full fleshed out beard and everything like that if you pre-order. Again.
So, you want this game to be an open world RPG. Why? See, like, I've heard this a couple times, but like nobody ever says why. They just say like, oh well, it should have been this. Like, I don't if it's like a battle thing, if it's a battle anime, battle show, like there's a lot of fights in it. Like, the more logical step is to go to as a fighting game, right? The second closest maybe a character action game, but as I'll get into, that might have not have been the best choice for these people. But again, you know, just setting stuff up, I guess, here.
This is just what I've been talking about, bro. You know, this game would have been so fire as an open world game. I ain't even gonna lie. But instead of being an open world game, they said, nah, let's just turn this into one of these generic fighters that has been beaten to death. You know what I'm saying? And some people may say, oh, this game is so hype. This game is so dope. You know, the open beta, you know, I'm playing open beta, but guess what? You can play the open beta, but that's only if you pre-order. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're already wrong here. And again, this is why I say you should have done some research, or like I looked around a little bit, just taking a quick peek, doing a quick Google search would have saved you from looking like an idiot. The game has the open beta on PS5 and PS5 only right now. The game does come out in a couple of weeks, so I kind of doubt that they're gonna do another run of open betas. Maybe it'd be really weird for them to maybe like the weeks leading up, right? Maybe like next week it'll be on Xbox. Who knows? But like, but yeah, just doing a little look around, you would have seen that it's an open beta, free open beta. You did not need a pre-order or anything to play it. In fact, you know, because I'm an idiot, but the open beta sold me and got me to pre-order it. So I don't know.
Because again, I'm looking for the beta so I can play, because again, I'm not buying this game, bro.
But then why? Okay, so if you're not interested, you think the game's gonna be ass, you like wanted it to be a completely different thing, and you clearly don't have any interest in a generic fighter as you're calling it, why the fuck do you want to play the beta? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, for what reason? If you're gonna shit on something and talk your shit and like have a hate for something you didn't even try, or like I like said, like you're saying, basically don't have any interest in, why the fuck are you wasting your time trying to waste your time trying to get the beta so that you can play a game you have no interest in? It doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. You can't, because you're talking out of your ass.
I love Invincible, but that doesn't mean I gotta be an idiot to sit here and give you free money. You know,
right? Because you're gonna be a fucking moron and not know where to get the beta and like complain about the beta for a game that you don't even give a shit about. Like, come on, man.
So again, this game is dropping April 30th, and again, I'm just gonna keep it real. I think this game is gonna suck, and only idiots think that this game is good. I'm gonna be honest with you. We know how these.
So you think the game's gonna just because to keep it consistent, you kept repeating yourself. You think the game's gonna suck? You've said it like 3 times already. Why do you want to play the beta? I don't get it. I can't. I can't. My brain cannot do the gymnastics it needs to do to wrap itself around your thought process.
Generic 3D fighter games are. We know that they never make it out the mud. We know that they never sell well.
You call this a 3D fighter?
Know that they never make it out the mud. I'm just gonna keep it real. I think this game is gonna suck, and only idiots think that this game is good. I'm gonna be honest with you. We know how these generic 3D fighter games are. We know
this isn't a 3D fighter, it's a 3v3 fighter. It's not even close to being a 3D fighter.
that they never make it out the mud. We know that they never sell well. We know that these games are gonna flop and then die out. I mean, there's so many games that followed this same trend.
Like
One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. Same thing. A generic fighter. Jujutsu Kaisen, another generic fighter. My Hero, you know what I'm saying? Another generic fighter. These games don't make it out the mud.
So the reason these games don't make it out the mud, let me put this in a way I can explain it, right? I don't want to use any other lingo or anything. The reason these games are forgotten about so easily, or just like either the very hardcore into the game or into the IP, the only reason those people are probably the only ones playing those games or like keeping it relevant, you know, and even then it's like very like just the common person that wouldn't even play these games, or they'll play for like a weekend and then they'll be like, oh, that was fun, okay, I'm never playing this game again, you know. The reason that these arena fighters have that problem is because a lot of them have the issue where they're cookie cutter, they're generic to that specific framework, to that specific archetype of fighting game, right? Like the anime arena fighter is just almost rinse, repeat, recycle, right? Like it's just last year or the year before's game. We're just gonna add a couple characters, even though we added them last time as DLC. Like, you know. Now I'm not gonna sit here and defend arena fighters. Like genuinely, I don't care for them. They're whatever to me. Like they're fun to play with friends, but that's about it. And like a lot of those games are carried hard, just coasted by animation alone, right? Because usually they're made by CyberConnect 2, and you know CyberConnect 2 uses whatever fucking black magic that they've accumulated over the years or whatever to get these 3D models to look and feel impactful and look like a scene straight out of like your favorite anime, but like better, like somehow just like insane animation techniques. It's crazy. But that's all they're remembered for. And you're gonna bring something up in a bit that, like, again, like I will elaborate more on what I just said right now.
Bleach, the new Bleach game that came out, nobody is playing it. The Sparking Zero game, nobody is playing it. And
which is bullshit, because there are people playing those games. I see it a lot on my feed. There's like a couple people I know specific, or not know personally, but that I you know, they show up on my feed and stuff. They're constantly playing the Bleach game and Sparking Zero. So whatever, dude. Like, cause you're saying all this shit, right? But like, there's still fuckers playing Xenoverse too, you know, and that game's still getting supported like crazy. Like that shit came out what, 2016, 2017. it's still getting support till now. Like, you know, that's the other thing about these like arena fighters, or like, you know, these uber popular anime games. Not so much that the game itself is popular, but the anime is popular. Things like Pirate Warriors 4, like that also came out in like 2016 or 2017, maybe 2018. I'm not entirely sure. But that just got DLC. It's been getting DLC updates as of recently. You know, so I think you need to broaden your scope in terms of like what these anime games are. They're not just generic fighting games, which is like the most annoying part of this rant, is that you keep saying that all anime games are, or all comic book games amount to, are fighting games, which like you're just talking out of your fucking ass with that. You don't know anything. But this thing bothered me. So again, like, you're bringing shit up, and it's like at the same time you don't even know what you're arguing. It feels like
game, nobody is playing it, and that's one of the big three.
So this could mean one of two things, right? That Sparking Zero is one of the big three anime fighting games, or that Dragon Ball Z in general is one of the big three anime. If it's the first one, I mean, you're kind of right, I guess. Though I wouldn't really argue to be a top three or whatever. Would be like if you're releasing games like yearly, or like, you know, semi frequently along other devs, right? Other franchises, which I would say Dragon Ball is just the one. I feel like, because Dragon Ball has the most consistent amount of fighting games, and probably the largest amount of fighting games, period. Like, maybe Naruto is like right behind, but I think Dragon Ball has more fighting games than anything, or like more games in general, right? Now if you're saying the big three of anime, you're completely wrong. I don't know how many times we need to have this conversation. Not you and me in particular, but just people in general. Dragon Ball is not, nor ever will, nor has ever been part of the big three. Big three is Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. That's it. End of story. We're not having this conversation. We're not going more into that. That's it. Dragon Ball is like big OG, big boy, but like it's not part of the big three. No.
But compare Sparking Zero to Invincible versus, people are going to play Sparking Zero. That's just,
I mean, that's like saying, okay, so your argument here is like you looking at me dead in my eyes, and you would be right if you said this, but like, anybody that knows anything about fighting games, this statement holds like no weight if you know, right? And that is, Mortal Kombat, between Mortal Kombat and like Tekken, right, or Street Fighter, even we'll say Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter because like they're more comparable. Between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, more people are gonna play Mortal Kombat. Yeah, no shit, because it's like it appeals to the mass audience, the general. It's the most general pick up and play games. You know, it's been around for that long, and it's like just casual audience loves that game. You know, Street Fighter, you gotta be into fighting games. You can be casual and like it, but you're not gonna like get that much enjoyment out of it. Especially, again, Mortal Kombat with the story, with the single player stuff, and maybe not so much in MK1, but like, you know, up until MK1, single player experience, the whole story, the extra modes, all that really appealed to the casual audience. And like, I'm just explaining it now at this point because it's like, I assume you really aren't into fighting games, and if you do watch this, if you do see this, if this comes up for you and you do actually watch it, like, that holds no weight that more people will play Mortal Kombat. Yeah, sure, more people will play Mortal Kombat, but like, they're not playing Mortal Kombat. Like the competitive scene and the tournament scene, like all that, it's not as big as something as Street Fighter. You know, Street Fighter is like maybe like 8 or 9 times out of 10 people that are playing Street Fighter like really are into Street Fighter for its mechanics and gameplay and like all that. And for Mortal Kombat, it's like, oh, I like the characters and I like the story and the lore and whatever. You know, usually it's that. It's they have to be like hardcore actually knowing what the fuck they're doing, you know, big combos, whatever, for them to be like, no, I do like the mechanics and stuff like that. And even then, the fuckers are always complaining about the mechanics. So same thing, people are gonna play Sparking Zero more, yeah, because it appeals more to the casual audience. This game appeals more to the actual fighting game crowd. And again, I'm gonna get into that more as you say your bullshit, but like that's just to kind of set the stage here.
That's the truth of it, man. Because again, Invincible versus shouldn't even be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be at this point. What should have been is an Invincible game that's a RPG, something like DBZ Kakarot. You know what I'm saying?
So there you go. You said it. Again, that game's carried heavy. It falls under the thing of Sparking Zero, and like most CyberConnect 2 games, is they're carried heavily by their animation and like the presentation of it. Like, are we really gonna sit here and argue the fact that I really enjoyed fighting generic enemy number 69 15 fucking times, 3 groups of them 15 fucking times, just to level up once or twice? You know, and I had to do that a couple times so that I could get to the really cool boss fight, which is like pretty simple and not too difficult, but the cutscenes look really cool. Like, are we really gonna argue that shit? Is that really what you want in your Invincible open world RPG? Like, you just want repetitive gameplay with like a standout boss? Is that what you're willing to settle for? Because I'm not.
Open world, you know, season 1 through 3. They don't even have to include 4. You know, again, the tools are there, but again, when people want to sit here and they want to,
what tools? What tools? It's not even a blueprint. What do you mean? Explain it, you know, because you're over here saying there's the tools are there. You just use seasons 1 through 4 or 1 through 3. What about the season translates into gameplay? Like, this is how I know people don't, like, they don't know shit about making a video game. I don't know anything about making a video game, but like, if I make a concept of one, right, and I'm talking to my friends about it, and we're just sitting in a lobby shooting the shit, talking about this make-believe video game that I'm like pitching, I still come up with mechanics and stuff like that to kind of like set a picture, right? You didn't even do that. You could have taken like 4 or 5 minutes of this 7-minute video where you fucking repeat yourself the entire time and given us a picture, giving us just a little explanation of what kind of game you would have made, or you think they should have made, versus just saying, oh, well, it should just be a fucking open world RPG. Like, the tools are there. The tools are there, dog. What fucking tools? You mean like you mean the blueprints? You mean just copy this other thing? Is that what, like, because that's basically all you've said is, well, Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Is that what you mean? So then you want more copies and not something original, because you couldn't even like make an original thing, or like even like a concept, just an original concept. Like, you couldn't, you had to compare it to something else. The fuck?
make a generic fighting game because that's all they care about.
And you
is
just want a
fighting
generic
games.
open world
What do you
RPG. So what's the
expect?
difference?
It's not gonna make it, bro. This game, I'll give this game, it comes out April 30th. I give this game until July. Nobody is gonna be playing this game and people are gonna even forget that this game even exists.
I'm not. I'm gonna be playing it for sure. And I know Marvel Tokon's coming out, so it has competition. But competition is good.
You know, just as the people, are they playing Jujutsu Kaisen? No. Are they playing My Hero? No.
Which My Hero? There's still people playing All's Justice. There's still people playing the Rumble game, the Battle Royale, right? So I don't see your point here. I don't see what you're talking about. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Are they
I don't.
playing these fighting games? If it's not Tekken, if it's not Street Fighter, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
So what's the point? So we're not gonna talk about KOF 15, City of the Wolves, Virtual Fighter that just got its, like, not just, but like, you know, recently got that update Revo for console, which now gives crossplay and gives rollback. We're not going to talk about how Dead or Alive has its scene back up again because the new Dead or Alive is on the horizon. We're not going to talk about, like, Mortal Kombat. Like, we're just not going to bring up any other fighting game. Like, only Tekken and Street Fighter exist. Right. Sure.
Saying again, these games don't make it out the mud. When you put these games out, they don't make it.
They don't make it out of the mud when people like you fucking drag them in the mud and like shit on them when they're not even out yet. You spread all this negative opinion and you talk all this shit and you don't know anything.
You know? So again, you set yourself up for failure with this. It should have just been a open RPG, an open world RPG. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a better experience than another generic fighting game. Hell, you got Invincible on the mobile game. And what it is, another generic fighter.
It's not a fighter. It's a card game or like an RPG, like a JRPG, a turn-based RPG, whatever. It's not a fighting game. Like it's just like either you don't know, right? Like, or you're lying. Either you're ignorant and you don't know, or you're fucking lying.
I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Neither do I.
Why won't you people make open world RPGs? Like, why does every anime or comic book or whatever it is has to be some generic fighting game?
All of them?
It's like y'all are scared to make open world.
All comic book and anime games have to be fighting games? One Piece has had several open world games. You had One Piece World Red. You had One Piece World Seeker. You had One Piece Odyssey. And Odyssey was an RPG, JRPG, turn-based. I guess open world. You have the One Piece Pirate Warriors, you know, Musou game. You got Naruto. Naruto had like 3 open world games. You know, the Uzumaki Chronicles, and then they had the whack ass Dragon Blade or Dragon Kunai game, whatever the hell that was, on the Wii. You know, like talk about comics, Spider-Man. I can't think of the last time Spider-Man had a fighting game. I don't even think Spider-Man as an IP itself has had a fighting game. Spider-Man has either had beat 'em ups or superhero action adventure games. You know, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales. Take it back to the PS2 days. You had Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Web of Shadows, Shadow Dimensions. Like, what are we talking about? Batman, the Batman games? Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knights, right? Gotham Knights, sorry. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, I don't think that Wonder Woman game was gonna be a fighting game. Interesting. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Yeah, I'm really drawing blanks on what, like, on these non-fighting open world or like semi-open world, or at least like action adventure superhero comic titles are, or even like anime manga titles would, like, you know what I mean? We're not gonna talk about how Death Note has a fucking Among Us, an Among Us clone. Like what? Like genuinely, like I just, you don't play video games or some shit. You live under a rock. I don't know where the fuck you get your news from. I don't know where, like, you learn any of your media from. I don't, or like consume any of your media from. Genuinely, I don't know where the fuck you get any of what you're saying from, but it's all wrong and it's all ignorant, and you're just like saying shit just to say shit, because like anybody can have a fucking platform on this fucking thing. Yeah. So what I'm doing, right? I'm doing unfiltered. This is unfiltered. This is unapologetic rant, right? Like cohesive rant. What you're doing is you're ranting, that's for sure, but I feel like it's just kind of, you're just going off the dome. You're not even sure what your argument is, or like you have one argument and you just keep repeating it. And I guess if I repeat it enough times, it'll be true, right? It'll be, you know. And that's the other thing. This isn't truth. This isn't the truth. This is your opinion. It's not backed by fact. In fact, a lot of the things that you've said, I was able to just tell you you're wrong because of this, this, and this. So, you know, maybe think about that moving forward with these kinds of videos that you make. Do a little bit more research.
Did the open world RPG, you know what I'm saying? And again, that was the new
all right, this part.
What was it? 7 Deadly Sins.
So yeah, maybe I skipped around here, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to like look again. I'm gonna have to rewatch. I'll cut it out if it already went through all of it. But there's this part here where he's saying that they're afraid to do open world RPGs, and the only one to do it was 7 Deadly Sins recently. Okay, we're just gonna ignore the fact that Sword Art Online has the majority, if not all of its games, I think it's all of its games, are open world RPGs, or at least semi-open world RPGs, JRPGs, whatever. We're not gonna talk about how the Dot Hack series is also mostly RPGs, if not all of them, other than one that was like a movie exclusive and Japanese exclusive. Are we not gonna talk about, again, One Piece, the One Piece games? We're not gonna talk about, I don't know. We're not gonna talk about the new Dragon Ball Z game that's coming out. That's probably gonna be similar to Xenoverse. At least that's what it's looking like. It might be very similar to Xenoverse, which, like, you could consider Xenoverse also kind of an open world game, an open world RPG, or an RPG, as well as Kakarot. You know, we're not gonna talk about any of those. And Sword Art Online, mind you, having its open world RPG or Souls-like, I don't know what exactly the genre of the new Sword Art Online game is. It looks a little Soulsy, but maybe it's not. I kind of hope it's not. But we're not gonna talk about that. How that is not a fighting game. That's not even, like, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Sword Art Online is an IP that, like, or an anime that's ongoing right now. We're gonna talk about how even we're not gonna talk about how even what the hell is an anime? Tokyo Ghoul had a game that wasn't a fighting game. It was like an arena, or like almost like a Muso game, but not really. And those games flopped. Like, well, I don't know about, well, no, all of them flopped. Maybe not the Sword Art Online games. I feel like Sword Art Online, if it flopped, they wouldn't have been making more of them. But like everything else flopped. You know, I think it's funny because that Death Note game is getting DLC. But I would say confidently, I think that game flopped. I think the thing that saved that game from completely flopping was the fact that it was free for like PlayStation Plus people when it came out, like the month it came out or whatever, the day it came out. Even I don't remember if it was the day it came out or the month it came out. Whatever, regardless, that's what saved it from just like from being just dead and forgotten. I think that's what saved it.
Shame on everybody who just believes that fighting games are just the new wave. It's sad. When you have games like
fighting games being the new wave, dog. Fighting games have been around since what, the 80s? They've been around for almost forever, dude. What are you talking about? The new wave? They're just as like the pillars of video games, right? You have your arcade, or no, sorry. Hang on. We'll be more specific. You have your shooters, you have your racers, you have your fighters, you have your sports games, and then you have like RPGs, right? And then those all kind of splinter off into like subgenres and subcategories. But those are the main pillars, I would say, of games. These are pillars of games as a whole, as like you're gonna fall into one of these core pillars and then you're gonna add your own flair, get your own split into what subgenre, what thing, or if you want to make your own and be the maverick and make your own type of subgenre, then you go and you do that. But that's different, and that's like going even further. And again, like, not again. I mean, I guess if you watch this channel, like people that actually watch my shit, like I'm pretty sure most people know that I'm passionate about video games. Like I would love to make a video game. I would love at least to just direct one. I don't know about like doing all the coding and doing all that shit, but like at least directing one, I would love to. I would love to like try and put my ideas into practice and see if I could hack it as at least a director, because I don't have the talent to be a programmer or like a developer. Like I don't think so. I don't see it. I may be selling myself short, but I don't see it. I don't see it in me. But as a developer, I feel like I would love to. I don't think I'd be any good, but I would like to see if I was any good. But I'm very passionate about it, and like it's people who have opinions like this and can't articulate any of their points or any of their feelings and justify them, I guess. It just aggravates me to no end. All right.
Invincible, this should have been an open world RPG.
And what is this, like the 7th time you said this shit?
It should have been an open world RPG.
8th time?
From season 1 to season 3. And I hope whoever hears this, a developer, a game creator, whoever, stop with the generic fighting games, bro. They don't sell well, man. I get that y'all trying to be different, but then again, you can't be different because everybody before you tried this formula.
Interesting. What a novel concept. What a novel thought. So what's gonna how are they gonna stand out and be unique and do their own thing with a, shall we say, generic open world RPG? Interesting when you put it like that. Could you count the ways this game could stand out on its own while being a cookie cutter, taking from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, since that's the only example you gave? How is it gonna stand out? How is it gonna be its own thing if it's doing something that so many other games did before? Because other games did the same shit Kakarot did. Maybe not the visuals, but there's games similar to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that have come up before Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So Go ahead. Go ahead. You know, where's unhypocrisize this hypocrisy? I don't think that's the word, but fuck it, I'm sticking with it.
And it failed. They failed. So you have to understand that when you try to talk about Invincible, you should already know that, hey, if you type in Invincible on your mobile device, what comes up? A generic fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to bring a generic fighting game to consoles and PCs, and what? It get played for a month or so, and then after that,
you need to understand that you don't speak on behalf of anyone. Your opinion about how these developers should have made this game doesn't hold any fucking weight. You haven't developed the game. You haven't done anything. You're talking all this shit, and from what I've seen on your channel, is nothing but negativity, honestly. And somehow you believe people should take your opinion, people should take your advice on how to make a game, on what type of game they should make. And I guess now is a good a time as any, since he's talking about the devs and shitting on them. Now listen, I don't know any of the devs personally. I don't even remember the fucking guy's name, to be honest. I know that he the guy from Level Up Your Game, he's heavily involved. A lot of the devs are like pro fighting game players, or at least being I know that the guy from Level Up Your Game, I believe he's the director. So they're getting a lot of insight. They're asking a lot of pro players how to balance the game, what would make the game fun. They're taking systems from other games, or at least we'll say beats. We won't say systems. It has the 3v3 combo system, very similar to something like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It has the combo system in terms of like the way combos can get extended in a similar way to or a similar feel to Killer Instinct. It has things get off me tools, a lot of get off me tools actually. Surprisingly, it actually has a lot of defensive options and offensive options. The devs are really listening to the community. They're very community driven. That's more than you can say about Bandai Namco and all the other fucking cookie cutter arena fighters that you're complaining about, which are like totally different things, right? These developers care. These developers, at least from what they've seen, from what they've shown, from what I've seen, they care. They give a fuck. At least a handful of fuck that they give. Enough to people were, talking about they should extend the beta and giving their opinions about the beta and things that should be changed. They're obviously going to change a lot of shit come the real game. It's going to be the beta's been extended. It was supposed to end tomorrow. It's ending Sunday now, Sunday night, and you can still download the game like tomorrow, Saturday, and it'll be closed at 9 p.m. You can no longer download the game at 9 p.m., but you can still play it until Sunday around, I think, the same time. So they're listening. They're very community focused. I have a lot of faith in these devs. The actions within this past week alone, or like this weekend, whatever, show me enough that they give a fuck. They are actually listening to people. You brought up Tekken earlier. People are fucking pissed off at Tekken. They don't listen to their players. They don't listen to criticism or anything. They just do whatever the fuck they want. I'm still playing that game because it's a legacy game for me, but you know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave that one in. You've made me say it so many fucking times. Rather, I'm saying it now, and I hate it because you've been saying it this entire video. But whatever, I'm gonna leave that in. People don't fuck with Tekken right now. That bottom line right now, Tekken is in the shitter. People are even going back to Tekken 7, Tekken Tag 2. They're looking for excuses. People are running Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 on PC to play online matches. Like, people are doing whatever they can to get the fuck away from that series right now, because they really fucked up with this new season. And only time will tell if they fix that. And that's, like, I can't see that happening with Invincible Versus. It may happen. It might take months, maybe, to fix some issues or whatever, if there are any. But I would rather take a couple months for them to fix some complaints than for Tekken to take almost a year and fix nothing. And that's my main fucking, like, takeaway from this, is you don't play these games. You don't know. You genuinely don't know anything. You're talking all this shit just to talk shit, just to get views, just to get a reaction. And I gave it to you, but I think you can tell people watching, or even you. I'm assuming your name is Skies. I think it's spelled like that, so it's Skies. If you're watching, I'm sure you can tell, you can see, I am pretty passionate about this shit. And I'm pretty passionate about talking about stuff that I don't like. And I really don't like this video. I don't know if I don't like you yet. I've only seen this one video, and I didn't like what you were saying. I think somebody should speak up and say something. I know, like, I'm a fucking, I ain't shit. I am not a big channel. I'm not, whatever. But I do think I have a pretty strong voice. I have a strong opinion about what you just said, about everything that you just stated, and I think I can articulate my point better than you ever could.
Player base dies out. This game sucks, bro. I'm sorry. And I love
this game sucks and you haven't played it. How does the game suck and you haven't played it? They're like the people that, oh, Resident Evil Requiem sucks. They didn't even fucking touch the game. They didn't even got PS5. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth.
Invincible. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Season 4 so far has been ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Only man.
Okay, then fuck off and just watch the show. Right? Just shut the fuck up. You don't care about the game. You think it sucks? Okay, then say that and move the fuck on. What is this shit about? Well, the games. I love the show though. Like, the show's real good. Okay, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? You think the show's good? Most people think the show's good. That's not what you're talking about here. You're talking about the fucking game that you haven't played.
Trying to make it right with Oliver. You know what I'm saying? We really thought that Invincible was about to die after fighting Conquest.
Nobody thought he was gonna die, dude. Like, again, I'm pretty sure you're like just surface level on this shit, on fighting games, on maybe even gaming as a whole. Because it's just like a little bit of knowledge. You know, we all knew that Mark doesn't die. Why the fuck would Mark die? It's called Invincible. The guy's name is Invincible. He gets fucked up. A lot of shit happens to him. He goes through it, but he lives. Hey, he lives a long ass life. And he does a lot of shit. That fucking comic ran from 2000 to like 2010, 2011, somewhere there. It ran for a good while. A really good while. And it's not like Marvel where they just like, oh yeah, okay, we did this storyline, reboot it, different universe, let's go. Different shit. He died, different guy, different universe, let's go. You know, it's not that. It's one continuous storyline the whole fucking way. The whole thing. Crossovers, with the other Image Comics and Marvel, like, and McFarlane, whatever, Dark Horse, I guess, right? Dark Horse Comics is what Spawn is. But like, yeah, just surface level knowledge, maybe even not that, maybe just osmosis. But I feel like you're just pretentious enough. I feel like you're just smug enough about these points you're making that it would be osmosis. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black Force energy. It's just season 4 is really lit at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But man, if you're gonna try to capitalize on Invincible, at least make this an open world RPG.
I'd be pretty happy about that, honestly. But again, to be fair, if you don't know, and you're not a viewer of the channel, if you're you Skies, or Skies people, whatever, whatever, man. If you don't know me, fucking love fighting games. I love them. I absolutely adore them. I'm not great at them, but I fucking love them. I love being in the lab. I love playing online. I love getting my ass whooped. I love whooping ass. I love the entire thing. I love fighting games. So maybe I'm a little biased. Maybe just a tiny bit biased here on my argument and my whole stance on what you're saying. But again, I just think you're full of shit.
Because this game is not going to sell well, man. I'm sorry.
You don't know that. I hope the pre-orders are over like 1 million. Even over 500,000. Right? Even over 500,000, 600,000, somewhere around that. We could even say 80,000 games were sold, right? I would think that's pretty good. It's a little underwhelming because it's a pretty hot IP now, I would say. Right? But I would say that's pretty fucking good for, like, I guess first time devs. I think they're first time devs. Or like at least the studio, right? I think that some of the devs have worked on other fighting games and stuff. But yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you on that end. You know what I'm saying? This game is just gonna flop, bro. So yeah. That's all I got for y'all on this rant right here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of these banger videos that I keep dropping. And yeah, man, I mean, if you think this game is going to be fire, or you think this game is going to be dope, if you think this game is going to be good, I hate to tell you, but you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's my take on it. That's my review.
Review, bitch! You didn't play the game. You didn't do shit. What are you fucking serious? These are the people that have fucking platforms. These are the people that can just sit in front of a fucking mic, not even a camera, sit in front of a mic and spew their fucking dog shit takes. Are you fucking serious? No fucking facts, no nothing, just opinionated bullshit. You fucking, oh my god, dude. Oh, brother. Oh, bite the thickest part of the porcelain throne and have somebody stomp your fucking head, dude. Oh my god. Bite the curb. I don't care. Do something. Go outside.
Flop, give it until July. Nobody's going to be playing this game. It's going to be collecting dust, sitting in the back, you know what I'm saying, with his head held down, just like Jujutsu Kaisen, just like Bleach, just like Sparking Zero, just like One Punch Man, or a hero nobody knows, just like My Hero. Is going to be sitting in the back collecting dust because these people really believe that these 3D fighting games are something special.
I feel like I missed
in
something.
reality, these 3 versus 3 games, at least fighting, it never sells well. It should have been an open world RPG, and I stand on that.
You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's a dumbass fucking take, but I'll give you that. You stood on it. You stood on saying that if you think this game's gonna be good, you're an idiot. And I hope it does well. Not because I like fighting games or because I like this game in particular or the IP. No. Just so that you're wrong. Just so that you're just wrong, and that's it. That just to spite. I hope this game does well. I'll be this game's biggest champion. I don't even play fucking 3v3 all that much because it hurts me. It hurts my hands. It hurts my brain. But I'll be this game's strongest warrior. Just to spite you, dude. But yeah. There've been solo leveling is not a fighting game. Solo leveling has its own fucking Souls-like. Which, I mean, what? Are you gonna fucking complain or argue that Souls-likes are also done too much of? Which, like, you wouldn't be wrong, but like, if the fucking formula ain't broke, don't fix it. Souls-likes sell. They sell stupid. They're like, really, people that play Souls-likes are just addicts to this shit. And they'll just play whatever. They'll go through the fucking trenches to get a modicum of what they got from like the past Souls game or whatever. Even if it's just like slightly tangential. This is why people think that like Dead Cells and Hollow Knight are like Souls-likes. They're fucking not. You know? You maybe have an argument for something like Blasphemous, but not entirely. I'm getting on a rant. I'm getting on a side tangent here, sidebar, but like I feel like it's relevant. So I'm gonna leave it in.
That game did an open world RPG, and despite all the backlash that some people gave it, it's doing pretty well. It's selling.
I like how you're lazy as fuck too, cause like you didn't even have like your own gameplay in the background. You had the same fucking announcement trailer or whatever, release date trailer, just looping in the background. You didn't even crop it correctly. It's fucking in portrait. Like no fucking effort was put into this rant or anything. No research, no nothing. Just repeating the same fucking point over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is what constitutes as content to, what was it, 3,000 people? I know you only have like 300 views, but 3,000 people that are sub to you, this is what constitutes as content. Wild.
I mean, it's a free to play. Everybody is having a great time. But
you said this part too. You said what?
It's doing pretty well. It's selling pretty well. I mean, it's a free to play. Everybody is having a great time.
It's selling well. It's a free to play game. How the fuck are you quantifying the sales? How are you quantifying the sales if it's a free to play? You're counting downloads? But those aren't sales. Are you counting are you tracking the purchases of microtransactions? Because that's not the game selling well. That's the pay to win mechanic working. The fucking slot machines working. The dopamine rush of gacha working. That's what that is. That's not the game selling well. That's them preying on your fucking vices, on your gambling vices. Is that what we're fucking promoting here? Is that what we're cool with?
But again, when you charge it for this generic 3 versus 3 fighting game at a full
fucking
price of
choking on your lies, man.
$70, and you.
So, well, no. Go ahead, finish your life. Go ahead, finish your bullshit.
3 versus 3 fighting game at a full price of $70, and you know you're gonna come out with a deluxe edition and a special edition, and you expect people to pay more money for a game that's not even going to be around when July gets here?
Alright, shut the fuck up. Listen, numbnuts. The game is not $70 full price. The game's $70 with the deluxe edition. The game's $50 full price. 50. That's just the base game. That's just pre-ordering it. That's $50. That's less. That's like $20 less than most games now at base price. Let alone a fucking deluxe edition that's what, $100 and something dollars? Or GTA 6 that's gonna fucking fuck you in the ass and ask you for what was it, $100 and something dollars? Be for fucking real, dude. Be so fucking honest with yourself right now. Be what you claim your channel is. Tell the fucking truth. You couldn't have done any research. You couldn't have looked at the fucking store, at an Amazon listing, a Walmart listing, anything. You couldn't have looked at that shit and been like, oh wow, that's not actually $70. It's $50 for the base game. That's crazy. Go fuck yourself. So full of shit.
Come on, man. Shame on everybody.
Shame on you. What the shut the fuck up.
Fighting games are just the new wave. It's sad.
Okay. So that's the only part I missed. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Like you're full of shit. You're uneducated. You're talking out of your ass, and genuinely, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think you should have a platform. I don't think you should be talking about anything moving forward if you're not going to have any research put into it. If you're not going to take at least the 10 to 15 seconds it would take to look the thing up and say, oh, wow, this is the truth. This is the fact. This is the fact of the matter. Okay, let me correct what I was going to say, or at least have an actual issue with this fact, and then present that. You know? Just fucking educate yourself, dude. Learn to make of actual fucking rant. Learn to actually have an opinion. Cause this other shit too, you're having an opinion without any exposure to it, any actual exposure. All these reactions to the trailer, or like just maybe even hearsay, or like twittards. Like I don't know which one, again, where you get your media from. I don't know how you consume it, rather. I don't know where you get your news. I don't know any of this shit, right? I don't really care, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're gonna have these dog shit opinions and you're not gonna be able to articulate them in any meaningful fucking way. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.